Howdy doody everybody, my name is KevGuuey and welcome back to the Town of Light. In the last episode I just remembered what happened in the last episode, and that was the most disgusting sicko. Oh man. So gross. Yeah, if you guys didn't see it, you guys need to see that because that was so messed up. So messed up, and you just see my reaction to that. Just oh, so gross. Charlotte. At least Charlotte was with me the whole time. Man. So only Charlotte knows what my illness is, apparently. Because I didn't tell anyone about it. Wait, was this open before? Heck, that was something to click, but yeah, that was weird. In here? Oh, it's locked. What's this?
June 1935. After much theorizing and practice in clinics for the privileged, the moment to act has finally arrived. Volterra is the right place. It's an avant-garde hospital, the perfect place for a doctor who wants to contribute the change. 20th November. Crossing the threshold of the asylum was similar to entering into another dimension. A world of smells, noises, and image which it is not easy to imagine, describe, or explain.
Yeah,
August 1936. The situation is similar to that in many other institutions. The department is overcrowded. Hundreds of patients are supervised by a handful of nurses, who are forced to tie the more agitated ones to their beds or to radiators. They do 24-hour shifts. It's impossible to work like this. We doctors rarely see the female patients. It's the nurses who tell us what's happening to the women.
Okay, so in 1936, okay, so apparently it seems that any sort of mental issue you have, if you're not right in the mind, you just get sent away. And that's probably why they got overcrowded. And by the overcrowdedness of the hospital, they just tied everyone to the beds or the radiators, which is pretty much abuse there. Like, that is abuse. And that's not right.
"1937. The piercing stench in the wards, the constant noise of shouts and voices in which very little human content remains. Dirty, naked bodies, devoid of any dignity. The lunatic asylum bores into you. It wears you down. I often consider resigning. I feel useless and impotent, a sort of merciful jailer. A mercy which helps no one and only helps to soothe my conscience." 15th March 1938. Dramas are played out before my eyes every single day, and I try to keep my distance, and I just do what I can. Some days ago, however, a girl arrived. I couldn't avoid her gaze. All she asked in her silent dignity was not to be ripped away from her world. And me? I'm old enough to be her father, the father she never had, who didn't want her, who rejected her without even knowing her. I, too, refused what she asked me. I couldn't do anything but add my signature and send her to hell. Dangerous for herself and others, and a cause of public scandal. This was what was written on the accompanying note from police headquarters. Difficult not to agree. How much more violence must this poor girl be subjected to? Her gaze is so intense, so far removed from the carefree nature which should make her happy at her age. I cried in my bed, in my solitude, thinking about those sad and frightened eyes staring at me.
Of course, Renee's 16. And I mean, if you're just getting sent here from the police station to here, mean, I would be freaking freaked out too, and like I would just feel so alone. You're a child, and I mean, you're still a child, and you still don't really know that much. Please just send you here. Why here of all places? Why not home? Did the parents have anything else to say? Unless the parents were already not right in the mind. I mean, we only saw. Oh, this is unlocked now. We only saw the mother. The father was never there. Yeah, the father was never there, so we don't know. Okay, thank you, ominous noise. We could click on the telephone. Click on this book of the brain. And that is a picture of the right lobe. Or I mean the right, not the right lobe. What am I talking about? The right hemisphere. Okay. Oh, same with the telephone. The can of sardines. Oh, I have no idea what that is. Oh, it can. Oh, it's needles. What is this? University. Oh. That was how we came here.
12th March 1938.
4.
Renee T., 16 years old, menarche at the age of 12, housewife, father unknown, mother a seamstress. Admitted for observation yesterday morning from Pontedera, accompanied by a police officer authorized by the examining magistrate of the Court of Pisa to be admitted for psychiatric evaluation, which has been executed by me. Medical certificate. Mental illness preceded by warning signs. Has suffered from depression for a year, believing she has tuberculosis. Food deprivation. We shouldn't read this document. It's forbidden. We mustn't. If they find out, there'll be trouble.
Oh, we get choices now? I mean, that's true, but no one's here, right? But she's having a fear that she's reliving this again. It talks about Renee, it talks about you, so we have to read it. Don't be scared, nothing will happen to you. True. Don't be scared, nothing will happen to you.
We should look for AMARA. We must hurry. We should follow the memories and make sure they don't fade.
Okay, go on.
She is scared, hears noises and spirits, presents serious signs of anxiety psychosis, suffers from hallucinations. She is anxious, confused, has a distressed expression, a questioning look as if terrified, disoriented. She feels confused, hears voices shouting in her head. She doesn't understand properly. She has not felt well for 2 or 3 months. When questioned, she replies, "My mother wants to hurt me. She always scares me. She chases me. Why are you here?" I had argued with my mother, and I was so disturbed by the shock that I felt like my head was spinning. There was a woman there who wanted to force me into a life of prostitution. They wanted to condemn me to be burned at the stake. Children were whispering, calling my name. 16th March. She couldn't sleep last night. They wanted to condemn her to be burned at the stake. 4th April. Transferred to the quiet ward, still under my supervision. Yes, that's true. The ward where AMARA was. Yes, the stake. The children wanted to burn Renee. She had to pay for what she'd done. Like witches at the stake.
Okay, okay. She's talking to herself. She's talking to herself, or she's talking to something. She's talking to something else. Because she's hearing things right now. Because we're answering her. She's asking questions and we're answering her. So we're like kind of there to her, but not really there to anyone else. Huh. Okay. Was this what frightened you? They were just hallucinations. Had you done to deserve to be punished? See, you don't want to just make accusations here. You don't want to just, go be like, from what I've learned from my psychologists and stuff, you don't want to just make accusations on assumptions and just accuse people of things and like they were just hallucinations, because you put people in defensive modes. You put a statement on them. You put this word on them, and they just feel like it's entitled to them. Like they're wrong, or there's something wrong with them. They have a problem. But I mean, but sometimes they do. Most of the time they do. But you want them to see it for themselves. You don't want to call them out on it, but you want them to see it for themselves, to understand it. But then there's a lot of therapist ways. There's the mindfulness based therapy. There's the cognitive based therapy. There's a lot of therapies out there that's actually different. I'm talking more of the mindfulness based one. Let's see, what had you done to deserve to be punished? See, that's question would mean that she deserved to be punished. What did you do? Why are you punished? I would ask, what was this? What frightened you?
So many things frightened me. The system I lived in was all built on fear and light. There was no mercy or understanding in the town of light.
They were hallucinations, not reality. You don't want to yell at the person. You don't want to do that. It must have been truly horrific.
21st April. She is more awake this morning and responds to questions. She complains of headaches. She became emotional when she found out that her mother was there. She says that one day, years earlier, when she was with a friend of hers, she met a guy who made her get into a car and took her for a ride. There, she was made to smoke cigarettes and drink spirits, and that guy showed her certain things. He tried to hurt her and made her go crazy. She says that he promised to marry her and made her swear to keep it a secret. These details were roughly confirmed by her mother. After that, she became domineering, impatient, and hostile to her family, especially her mother. She started taking off her clothes in public, going from laughter to tears without warning. She rants, masturbates. I can't remember these things, only the guilt, the stake. I know that I deserve to pay for that guilt. I knew it even then.
Hold on. She was taken for a ride in a stranger's car, given spirits, which is alcohol, at probably a really young age, and probably drugs as well. And probably those drugs is what caused her, is what is causing her to have this mental illness, is because drugs causes a lot of things. Drugs do a lot of bad stuff, especially the hard ones, the heroin, the cocaine, the crack, methamphetamines, all of that. When you take all of that, any of that, in your system, your brain chemicals will become super imbalanced. And if you're a child and you take any of those drugs and alcohol at the same time, that's why I'm making assumptions here, because it's back in the 1930s. I'm pretty sure drugs were very lenient back then, and I'm pretty sure that's what is causing her to be like this. Is that those drugs and alcohol, and then he did stuff to her, and to want to marry her. I'm pretty sure it's Sorry, I have hit the mic. I'm pretty sure he did something, the same thing that the pedophile did in the previous episode. So, yeah. That guy. So I'm pretty sure that she's traumatized. So that trauma makes her feel guilty about that she did something she wasn't supposed to do. Look at the rest of the diary to understand. Everything will become clear. You deserved it because you tried to hide it from yourself. No, she does not deserve it. Are you serious? What? Who would answer this? Everything will become clear. Let's look for the rest of the diary to understand. Yes.
She was uncooperative during the examination. She didn't want to be stripped. She remained rigid. Voluntary attention almost absent. Probable hallucinations. 25th April. Confused ideas, unable to maintain a spontaneous conversation. Reflexes all normal. Reactive pupils. Let's find AMARA and we'll find the full medical record.
Okay. Alright, let's go find AMARA. Hello? AMARA?
The park, at the back, and then down towards the kitchens.
Okay, so I guess we're leaving Charlotte in the light room, the surgery room. Because, I mean, wait. The park at the back and then down towards the kitchen. The park at the back. Oh wait, the park at the back. Park at the... Do I have to go to the park at the back? Oh, never mind, found it.
This is the road we used to take. If she hadn't been there, in the park on that bench in spring for all those days, it was like escaping nature. She talked and smiled. And then there were the kitchens. Sometimes we stole something to eat and went straight back to the bench to eat it in secret, and we laughed. She did things to me. Sometimes she touched me. In the showers, I felt her body against mine for the first time. It was a shiver that warmed my soul. Eyes closed, the light slipped away.
Huh.
She wasn't in the system. He wouldn't let her in. That's it. She must be the key to my memories, to the reasons why.
Okay. So that added another thing then. Renee, it seemed that Renee enjoyed that. It seemed that Renee resented men because of all the experiences and traumas that she's been through. She's been through her whole life. The guy in the car, the ride, given alcohol, given the assumed drugs, the pedophile guy here, and and then finding AMARA, she finally found a companion. She finally found someone that she could put all her trust, put all her, she could talk to someone. And then Amara started showing her feelings and emotion towards her, and wow, that, and I think Renee is actually was okay with that. She actually likes Amara. Wow. So I think I'm ending the episode here, but because that was, I think, a little breakthrough of what, little uplifting to know that she found someone that actually was there for her to really care for her, and even more so. So everyone, you guys enjoyed this episode of The Town of Light, then please slime that like button and subscribe down below for more awesome videos. Thank you everybody for watching this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!
I felt fragile, sick, dirty, filthy. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while Renee